Okay, I'm going mute and stop video. Good luck.
Good evening and welcome, Nevada Camera Club members and guests, to the NCC Electronic Image Competition for January 2024. Our competition staff includes Stephen Cupp, Mary Sheets, Linda Hicks, Julie Chadburn, and Ed Steglitz. Our judges this evening are Jerome Hamilton, Janice Phillips, Ron Frost, Harry Gooman, Rick Holmes, and Daryl Ginwright. There are 95 images in tonight's competition. Judges, if you're going to have live mics, please silence your cell phones. And now, here is your Nevada Camera Club Electronic Image Competition for January 2024. Beginning with intermediate, monochrome, abstract, No More Taco Bell for You. Oh, judges Jerome, Janice, and Ron.
What's the title again?
No More Taco Bell for You. Scores? 878. Comments?
I understand the concept. It's meant to be a humorous concept. I guess I'd like to see the extra part of it there a little bit more detailed as opposed to the window pulling my eye away from the rest of the scene.
Scored a 23. Going to judges Janice, Ron, and Harry. Master, monochrome. Master, monochrome, abstract, tunnel vision. Scores? 899. Comments?
I'll go. I think it has an immediate impact, and I think that leads to a 9 oftentimes. And but it's very intriguing image. Your eye actually just goes through all the different outside layers and then goes to the middle. And I think the very well exposed.
Scored a 26. Changing to judges Ron, Harry, and Rick. Intermediate, color, animals, pets. Sharp-eyed Pete. Scores? 888. Comments?
Very nice image of the bird, nice sharp eye highlight. It was a little distracting to see that it almost looks like brown furriness in the upper part of the image to the left side, but the bird is an amazing shot.
Scored a 24. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Ron. Advanced color, animals, pets. Oceans, gripping eyes. Scores? 898. Comments?
I think it's
Scored a 25. Same category, same judges. The standoff. Scores? 889. Comments?
I think the two bisons are an amazing image. I was a little nervous about doing the 9 with all that lovely blue sky and clouds. It kind of pulled me away from the bisons, but the bisons are still the primary part of the image.
Scored a 25. Same category, same judges. Breakfast with friends. Scores? 777. Comments?
you have one bird in focus, which is good, but it's just too busy. The other birds, you can't really see a lot of detail in them, and there's just too much distraction in the background.
Scored a 21. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Breakfast with Friends, then back to the standoff, and then back to Ocean's Gripping Eyes. 1, 2, or 3, please, on Ocean's Gripping Eyes. Scores? 112 for a 4. And then the standoff. Scores? 221 for a 5. And that leaves 333, 369. So the judges have selected Ocean's Gripping Eyes. Changing judges to Janice, Ron, and Harry. Advanced Color Creative, Las Vegas Eiffel. Scores? 887. Comment?
I was the low score. One, I couldn't really assess what part was the creative part, but even if it isn't creative, there could have been some extra care taken. You could have removed some things like that stand at the bottom right, and then some other distractions. I think you were allowed to do that in this category.
Scored a 23 and was the only entry in the category. Let's go with judges Janice, Ron, and Mary. I'm going to substitute in Daryl for the third judge. And we're going to go with beginner, color, documentary, The Look. Scores? 887. Comments?
I gave it an 8 because you're in the beginners group, and I like the fact that you captured this street photography like you did. I mean, the stairs being all colored takes away, would be better without all the colors because you could focus on the woman right away. But good job.
Scored a 23 and was the only entry in the category. Judges Ron, Harry, and Rick were moving to advanced color documentary, Escaping the Heat. Hang on a second here. I lost my screen. Okay. Scores? Harry, you're one of the judges.
Oh, I'm sorry, I had dropped my internet connection.
That's okay.
For a second. And
We are looking at color documentary advanced, Escaping the Heat. 898. Comments?
I think the bird's head is very well focused. The eye is very sharp. The beak is sharp. The tail starts to lose focus, and I think that would have pushed me up to a 9 if that whole area had been in focus.
Scored a 25. Same category, same judges. Pipe Fishes of Saint Eustatia.
What was the title again?
Pipe Fishes of Saint Eustatia. Maybe Stacia. Scores? 989. Comments?
I think the image is very well exposed. I was somewhat distracted by all the extraneous materials in the upper black part of the image.
Scored a 26. Same category, same judges. Signs. Scores? 778. Comments?
I like the variety of signs. They're all in focus. It's an interesting street.
Scored 22. Same category, same judges. The Crosswalk. Scores? 787. Comments?
Seems to lack a wow factor for me. I think that the wow part of it is the lady who's not in the crosswalk.
Scored a 22. Same category, same judges. The Fight. Scores? 989. Comments?
That's got a wow factor.
Yeah, you got it right at the highlight. You've got the splashing, you've got the mouths, you've got the teeth. It's an impressive image to call.
Scored a 26. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with the fight. Going back to Pipe Fishes of Saint Eustacia. And then back one more to Escaping the Heat. A 1, 2, or a 3, please, on Escaping the Heat. Scores? Hang on, Rick.
Sorry.
Okay. 3, 2, 3. 8. And then Pipe Fishes. Scores? 2, 3, 1 for 6. And then the fight. Scores? 1, 1, 2. The judges have selected the fight. Second place went to Pipe Fishes. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Harry. Master Color Documentary Beyond the Rainbow.
What was the category again, Master Color?
Master Color Documentary.
Document.
Scores? Janice, do you know you're part of this? Janice? Okay, looks like Janice is frozen. Daryl, can you step in and judge this for me?
Just got reconnected.
So we have Daryl judging this one. We're going to use Daryl, Jerome, and Harry. Scores?
Do you want me or Janice?
I want Daryl.
Okay.
15. Jerome? Scores? 9. Harry, what's your score? I can't see it. 988. Thank you. Comments?
I really like this image, and I think the composition is excellent, and the mood of the image is actually very good. And from a documentary standpoint, I think it works fine, but there's like those couple of cars I thought were taking a little bit away from the image.
Scored a 25. Staying with Jerome, Daryl, and Harry, we're going to stay in the same category with Master Color Documentary, Mother of the Bride, Glamour Time. Scores? Eight, 7. Comments?
I like the concept of this. It's just the bottom left with all the makeup and stuff. To me, that's distracting and taking me away from the main subjects.
Scored a 23. We have 2 to review for placement, starting with Mother of the Bride and then back to Beyond the Rainbow. A 1 or a 2, please, on Beyond the Rainbow. Scores. The judges have selected Beyond the Rainbow. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Rick. Master monochrome documentary, Winter's Walk. Scores. 999.
I think we've got a really nice monochrome picture, a nice range of tones. It's clearly a leading line coming in, and a lot of interesting things to look at in the sky and on the ground.
Scored a 27. Same category, same judges. Stave Church, Bergen, Norway. Scores. 888. Comment.
I think there's good texture throughout the sky and the clouds, good definition. Also good texture in the darks, which is the roof. I like the angle leading up to it, makes this tower look really tall, or these rooftops look really, really tall. So I think it was handled very nice.
Scored a 24. We have 2 to review for placement, starting with Stave Church and then back to Winter's Walk. A 1 or a 2, please, on Winter's Walk. Scores. And the judges have selected Winter's Walk. Judges Jerome, Harry, and Rick. Intermediate color, nature, wildlife. What you looking at? Scores. 888. Comment.
I think for an intermediate, they've captured the 3 animals in a perfect pose. If I was to give an improvement suggestion, maybe slightly moving here and there to get rid of the distraction at the bottom part of the picture, because something was too close and it just obstructed the picture with the out of focus part of the image.
Scored a 24. Same judges, same category. Humpback tail in Banderas Bay.
Can you repeat the title again, please?
Humpback tail in Banderas Bay. Scores. Eight, 7, comments.
I'm the 8, so I'm a little bit higher. I think it's handled good as far as the water in the front has nice color, nice texture. Just your time of day, which you don't have a lot of choices with when you're following whales in the water, but with that upper half of the image is kind of washed out in the back just from the haze and the light. I think it's a good shot of the tail. I don't know what else you could do to add a lot of impact. I see a lot of images like this, and it's very hard to get something that's very impactful of just a fish tail, a whale tail.
Scored a 22. Same category, same judges. Big Sur. Scores? I'm waiting on Harry. Thank you, sir. Jerome? 788. Thank you. Comments?
Well, I'm the low one on this one. I love Big Sur, and I really like the clouds and the water and the rocks, and I think that's really the best part of this image. I think you tried to add more of this foreground to create that C curve going into the clouds, and I think that's a good idea. I think just overall, it's not the best part of this image, not the best part that you could have shown.
That scored a 23. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Big Sur, back to Humpback Tail, and then back to What Chew You Looking At? A 1, 2, or 3, please, on What Chew You Looking At? Scores? 1, 1, 1. The Humpback Tail. Scores? 2, 3, 3. The judges have selected What You Looking At, with Big Sur coming in second. Let's go with judges Daryl, Harry, and Rick. We're going to do advanced color, nature, wildlife, splash bath. Scores? 9, 9, 9. Comments?
This is one way to take a shower. This is really dynamic. I like the background really showing off the animal. The detail on the rock is very nice. Detail on the animal is excellent also. It's very, very nice.
Scored a 27. Next, same category, same judges, The Fight. Scores? 9, 8, 9. Comments?
So very well captured image. Both the animals are in focus, and you can see some of the dynamic part of like the spray going in front of the background, and the eye of the animal in the back. It's visible. I mean, if the other eye was visible, then maybe it would be better. But I think with so much going on, you got a really good picture.
Score to 26. Next, same category, same judges. Mara Tusker. Scores 988.
I think a little more contrast would have made the animal stand out stronger.
Same category, same judges. Looking for food. Scores 898. Comments.
While the background is somewhat distracting, I thought the detail on the butterfly was excellent.
Score to 25. Same category, same judges. Protecting the kill. Scores 999. Comments.
And the subject is extremely well focused, and your eye goes right up to the bird's eye, the eagle's eye, and it just it's just the moment is captured very well.
Score to 27. Same category, same judges. Sleepy sea lion pup, Galapagos. Scores 888. Comments.
A very nice detail in the fur. The slit of the eye captures your eye in looking at it.
Okay, that scored a 24. We have 5 to review for placement. 5 images. Going back 1, we're going to start with protecting the kill.
Excuse me, Ed, you only have 3.
Correct. We only have 3 to review for comment, for placement. Sorry. Starting with protecting the kill. Going back to the fight, the hippos. And then splash bath. We got 1, 2, or 3 on splash bath. Let me know if you need to see them again.
Is
One more time.
Splash bath, protecting the kill. No, excuse me. The fight, and then protecting the kill.
Okay, thank you.
So 1, 2, or 3 on protecting the kill. Scores 222. The Fight. Scores 333. The judges have selected Splash Bath.
That's consensus.
Not bad. Moving on to judges Jerome, Janice, and Harry. Master Color Nature Wildlife. Howdy. You ready, Janice? Scores. 999. Comments.
It's a very motivational picture. I want to go there.
Okay, judges Janice, Harry, and Rick. Beginner color people. Hold my horse, cowboy. Scores 787. Comments.
I'm the high score. I mean, I can make a case for 7 as well. But for attempt, I would say the motion and the person's face, I sort of like that. But if the framing was better in the sense and the horse was fully visible and there was less clutter, I would actually be better able to justify it. But I think I enjoyed looking at the picture.
Scored a 22. Same category, same judges. End of discussion. Scores 788. Comments.
The facial expression on the guy is fabulous. The reflections are interesting.
Scored a 23. 2 to review for placement, starting with end of discussion, and then back to hold my horse, cowboy. A 1 or a 2, please, on hold my horse. Scores 222. The judges have selected end of discussion. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Ron. Fun on the sand dunes. Intermediate color people. Scores 877. Comment.
I'm the 8, so I'll talk a little bit. I went 8 because it's intermediate. You went out and captured this image, and I think that's great. I love the interaction with the animal, the girls, and the running kind of on the beach. I really like your point of view, but on the flip side of that, I would have liked to seen the girls' feet, so that would have helped it a little bit. It looks like it's sunset, and that has thrown your colors off against that blue water. So if you could color correct, I think that would help a little bit. And if you were ever in the same location, just to try and get yourself a little bit more elevated and get those feet in there. But other than that, the composition, the layout, and then the action, and that's what a lot of people pictures are about.
And then scored a 22 and was the only entry in the category. Judges Janice, Ron, and Harry. Advanced Color People, La Siesta. Scores? Score, Harry. 787. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you
The score on that one, I think the siesta is excellent. I would have just liked to have had less of the upper part of the image. It takes away from the siesta. But the capture of the siesta is just excellent.
Scored a 22. Judges Jerome, Harry, and Rick. Master Color People. What did I do wrong? Scores? 878. Comment?
I could not really attach myself to the title of the image, and the person in the middle was actually distracting, looking at somewhere else. So just, I thought there was too much going on.
Scored a 23. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Rick. Color Photojournalism Advanced. VGK Goalie Practice. Scores? 888. Comments?
I think there's good action here. Good story with the puck kind of like hitting him right in the face, and I can see there's other pucks in the net, so they're probably pounding away at this guy, and you kind of see that within the story. I like having the guys right on the edge. I wish they were in maybe just a little bit closer, but I like having them on the end, looking in towards the center, and having the goalie in the center. So I think this is handled very well.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges. Pass. Scores? 888. Comment?
I think this is good contrast because I like the pop and the color with the reds, and that really kind of bumped me up because I was almost going a little bit lower. There's a lot going on. I like that you can see the ball, you can see the quarterback's face, and he's got the ball in his hands. They just handed it off to, or just hiked it up to him. But the problem I have is actually I think the title takes away from it because that almost looks like a handoff, not a pass, even though maybe there was a pass to follow, but that's not the part of the story we're looking at right now.
Score to 24. Same category, same judges. Rebels. Score. 889. Comment.
I think the flares make this a unique image. We've seen other pictures of the team running on the field, but I've never seen one with the flames up in the corners.
Score to 25. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Rebels. Back 1 to pass. Back 1 more to VGK goalie practice. A 1, 2, or a 3, please, on the goalie practice. Scores. 2, 1, 2. And then pass. Scores. 3, 3, 3. And then Rebels. Scores. 1, 2, 1. The judges have selected Rebels. Judges: Jerome, Ron, and Rick. Advanced monochrome photojournalism. Market closed.
What closed?
Market closed. Scores. 797. Comments.
I really like the black and white choice the maker decided to present this in. I think that is the impact for the image. Being an advanced category, the market's closed. I think you had a lot more time to set up and get the image straight. I think it would have been a great kind of tunnel vision looking image if you just moved over just a bit and straightened the camera out or done it post processing. Other than that, I think it's really nice.
Score to 23 and was the only entry in the category. Judges Jerome, Ron, and Rick again. Master Color Photojournalism. New Year's 2024.
This is master.
Yes, this is Master Color Photojournalism. Scores. 887. Comment.
I knocked down because of all the smoke in the picture. This is the type of thing you want to do earlier before all the smoke is accumulated.
Same category, same judges. UNLV, run. Scores?
This is
Oops.
still photojournalism, Ed.
Yes, photojournalism still. Sorry. Didn't realize you weren't ready.
That's okay. Sorry. I'm ready.
Scores. 9-8-9.
We got lots of action, people going all over the place, a lot of sharp detail. It's a very interesting image.
I
Score
want to say
20.
real quick, we're not supposed to judge on equipment, and I'm not really necessarily judging on equipment, but the real impact of this image is the having that shallow depth of field and that really long lens that punched you right, the viewer right into just right in the crowd. You feel like you're in there feeling all these hits in this run. That's really the impact of the image.
Score to 26. 2 to review for placement, starting with UNLV run, and then back to New Year's 2024. A 1 or a 2, please, for New Year. Scores. 2-2-2. The judges have selected the run. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Ron. Intermediate color pictorial, Mono Lake Sunrise. Scores. 8-9-9. Comments.
This is intermediate group, and I think you did a great job. The composition is really nice. You were extremely lucky to get all those beautiful colors in the sky that reflect into the water. Might have wanted a little bit more detail in post-processing in the rocks, in the tufas, but I think you did a good job.
Score to 26. Same category, same judges. Porta Vallarta, Malacan at sundown. Scores. 8-8-7. Comments.
I like the sunset and I like the silhouette of the guy, the statue. I think the tree branches on this right side are not helping you. So if we could have had a little bit more of them, or maybe just cut them out, I think that would have been a little bit better. And then I'm one big on composition, trying to bring that center horizon either up or down one way or the other to add a little bit more interest.
Score to 25. We have 2 to review for placement, starting with Porta Vallarta, back to Mono Lake. A 1 or a 2, please, on Mono Lake. Scores. 1-1-1. The judges have selected Mono Lake. Judges Janice, Ron, and Harry. Advanced color pictorial. Desert trumpet in full bloom. Scores. 9-8-8. Comment.
I gave it the high score. I mean, I was debating. it might need a little bit more contrast in the ground, but I just love the colors. I love the leading lines from the rocks, from the ground. There's like 3 different leading lines, and I just think it's a nice capture.
Score to 25. Same category, same judges. Observation Point, Zion National Park. Scores. 998. Comment.
I think the composition is great. The time of the day, obviously, you need that time of the day to be able to illuminate the valley, but it's not helping too much with the sky. So, in my opinion, you could have reduced a little bit of the sky and just that would, in my opinion, would make the image a bit better.
Scored at 26. Same category, same judges. Fields of Gold. Scores. 988. Comment.
I just think it has a lot of impact because the clouds are beautiful, the yellows are beautiful, and it just has a lot of impact for me. It's going to be tough for me in this category.
Scored at 25. Same category, same judges. Bowser Ford Bridge. Scores. 778. Comment.
The impact of the bridge is interesting, but I kind of lose it with everything else that's around it. The sky is a good shot, but I don't see it's helping the bridge. At least I can read the name on the bridge. So the bridge itself is well photographed. There's a little too much other stuff around it for the bridge to be the primary.
Scored at 21. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Fields of Gold. Back to Observation Point, Zion National Park. And then back 1 more to Desert Trumpet in full bloom. You got it? There's 3 of them. Good luck, Janice. One, 2, or 3, please, on Desert Trumpet. Scores. 2-1, 2-2-1. Observation Point. Scores. 1-1-2. Fields of Gold should be scores. 3-3-3. The judges have selected Observation Point. Okay, judges. Lost my sheet here. Janice, Ron, and Rick. Advanced monochrome pictorial, Brian Head Peak.
Title again?
Brian Head Peak.
Brian Head Peak.
Scores? 788, comment?
I don't feel like it has the impact that it needs. And the way you shot the shed is two-dimensional. And I would have liked you to step to the side or anything to make it more three-dimensional.
Okay, same category, same judges. Stairway to Box Tier at Smith Center. Scores? 878.
It's a nice range of tones, nice leading lines. Interesting detail throughout.
Scored a 23 as well. 2 to review for placement, starting with the Box Tier, the stairway, and then back to Brian Head Peak. A 1 or a 2, please, on Brian Head Peak. Scores? 212. So the judges have selected the stairway. Okay, judges Janice, Daryl, and Rick. Master Color Pictorial, Brilliance of Las Vegas. Scores? 988. Comment?
I think this is a beautiful image, and any business or person would love this hanging. You took it at the Blue Hour. You got beautiful colors in the sky and a lot of detail in the city. And I just think it's an awesome shot, and I wish I was there with you taking it.
Scored a 25. Let's change. That was the only entry in that category. Changing to judges Jerome, Janice, and Rick. Intermediate color portrait, fire, and water dance. Scores? 999.
Superb impact. The flares are wonderful. The reflection is nice. The lady in the sphere, very nice. Everything just keeps your eye in there.
Scored a 27. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Harry. Advanced color portraiture, cozy warm. Harry, do you know you're scoring this one?
One?
Do you know you're scoring this one?
No, I'm sorry. I actually stepped out for a second.
Jerome, Janice, and Harry. Cozy warm, advanced color portraiture. Scores? 889 comments.
I think the woman's position is nice. I love the way you have her hands, her face, and looking off to the side. I would have given it a 9 if you got that background line off the right. Could have cropped it out, could have cloned it out, and it would have been a 9.
The only entry in the category. Judges, Janice, Harry, and Rick. Intermediate color still life. Baby coming. Scores? 888 comments.
The subject matter is interesting. I think the background is too busy. It detracts from your eyes staying in the baby, whatever you call them.
Scored a 24 and was the only entry in the category. Judges Jerome, Ron, and Rick. Intermediate and monochrome still life. Bixby Bridge. Scores? 887 comments.
I don't interpret this white as much as a still life. I understand it does meet the category requirements, but it's not necessarily a found arrangement. It's more like a found object. I do like the black and white. I like the road being in a upper thirds. I like the haze along the mountaintop that kind of fades away and is mysterious. And I think the black and white part of it was handled really well with the textures and the colors, or the tones rather, throughout.
Scored a 23 and was the only entry in the category. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Ron. Advanced color still life. I love the flower girl. Scores? 897.
That's pretty much how I expected this to be judged. There's so many things wrong with it that I actually like it. So very, very creepy on one end, and then actually very intriguing on another end. My favorite part of the whole image is that flower shadow on her cheek and that kind of crazy looking eye. But there's a lot of interest, a little bit too much going on, but a lot of interest. The color's off, but kind of adds to the doll, and it's a crazy, interesting, and kind of wonderful image altogether.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges, still standing. Scores? 978.
That's 2 for 2.
Oh.
I'm just going to say what I like about this. I really like the abstract element of it. I think this would, maybe from the other judge's standpoint, obviously I scored it high, but if you cut off that bottom third and the top third, you really have just the trees and the clouds in the background. And I think that would be an outstanding image, just that middle section. But overall, I kind of like it.
Go to 24. We have 2 to review for placement, starting with Still Standing and then back to Flower Girl. A 1 or a 2, please, on the creepy Flower Girl. Scores? 112, and the Flower Girl is the winner. Okay, staying with judges Jerome, Janice, and Ron. Advanced monochrome still life. Descent Redux. Scores? 999.
Again, I really like the image, and and that's what the judges are scoring this image on its own merit, and it's an excellent image. Again, I don't really think it's a still life category. I think this is more of an abstract, but hey, it's a great image and it did a good job. So great score.
Score to 27. Judges Janice, Harry, and Rick. Still life color. Master, 3 for $1 each. Scores? 778. Comments?
So here's my thought on it. Because in still life, if you have the control of the arrangement of the objects, I could have possibly picked a few of these objects and moved them around to make a little bit more interesting composition and not just have the bottom parts of the tops of some of the bananas. If we just move them, and that would be a good arrangement of objects.
Score to 22 was the only entry in the category. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Harry. Beginner, color, unclassified. Up close and moving fast.
And this is beginner, correct?
Yes, this is beginner. Scores? 899. Comments?
I think it has a great detail, and I think your title should have just been up close, because moving fast, we don't get that feeling in the image. But overall, you've got so much detail in the jet.
Scored at 26 and was the only entry in the category. Judges Ron, Harry, and Rick. We're going to advanced color unclassified. Starting with S'more in progress. Scores. Harry. 9-7-8.
For me, that marshmallow is ready to go into my s'more. It's already got some toasting to it. I like the effect of the flames behind it. Ready to eat.
Scored a 24. Same judges, same category. Sunrise, Baja, California.
What's the category again?
Unclassified.
Unclassified.
Scores. Oops. Scores. 8-7-7. Comments.
I think the top layer should be removed. I like the multiple layers coming up from the water, but the very top one is too heavy and steals the thunder from the rest of it.
Scored a 22. Same category, same judges. You have our full attention. Scores. 8-8-8. Comments.
The grouping of three is very nice. I think contrast would have made this really pop.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges. Still water. Scores. 7-8-8. Comments.
Saturating the reds would have made this pop a little bit more.
Scored a 23. Same category, same judges. City of Los Angeles, Huey. Scores. 9-8-8. Comments.
It's a very well captured, very clear, and the motion in the propellers actually shows that this thing is moving. So
Scored a 25. Same category, same judges. Palouse Barn. Scores. 8-8-7. Comments.
Going in closer to the barn would have shown us more detail in the barn, and I think that's where the interest in the picture should be.
Scored a 23. Same category, same judges. Las Vegas Night Scene. Scores 889. Comments?
I think just getting rid of the little bit of whatever material is on the left side would have made this stronger. And towards the right, very right of the all of the buildings, I see something in the sky which is unnatural, could have been cloned out.
Scored a 25. Same judges, same category. Starfish.
Is this advanced or which?
Advanced color unclassified. Scores 888. Comments?
The
The con-
positioning,
Go ahead.
the positioning of the image in the frame is actually quite nice. It and then the focus is actually pretty good, and I think the lines in the sand add to the image.
Scored a 24. Same category, same judges. Hummingbird Moth. Scores 7.
I think the flower really captures your eye, and so the moth is not predominant or keeping your attention.
Scored a 23, which leaves us 5 to review for placement. Give you a moment to get started, sorted out. We're going to start our placement with Starfish. Back to Las Vegas Night Scene. City of Los Angeles Huey. You have our full attention. Some more in progress. Want to go back through again?
Please.
Please. Okay. S'more in progress. You have our full attention. City of Los Angeles Huey. Las Vegas Night Scene. Starfish.
One more.
One more time. Starfish. Back to Las Vegas Night Scene. Back to City of Los Angeles Huey. Back to You Have Our Full Attention. And then S'more in progress.
Go.
Got it? Let's start with S'more in progress. You got it, Harry?
Yeah.
Scores? 245. You have our full attention. Scores? Scores, Harry? 313. City of Los Angeles, Huey. Scores? 524. Las Vegas night scene. Scores? And Starfish. Scores? One moment, please. The judges have selected Las Vegas night scene for first. You have our full attention for second. And Starfish for third. Thank you very much, judges. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Daryl. Advanced monochrome, unclassified, Buick 8. Scores? Janice? 879.
There's something about this. It just captivates me. I could look at this one all day.
Scored at 24 and was the only entry in the category. Let's stay with judges Jerome, Janice, and Daryl and go with Master Color Unclassified Under a Paris Bridge. Scores? 899. Comment.
I like the perspective that you had on the tower. I only been to Paris once, and I just love your image. I might have cropped maybe a little bit more off the bottom, but it's intriguing to watch this image.
Scored at 26. Same category, same judges. Bad Hair Day. Scores? (999) Comments?
That's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I love that flower, love the colors, the detail is wonderful.
Scored a 27. You have two to review for placement. The Bad Hair, and then Back to Paris. A 1 or a 2, please, on Under a Paris Bridge. Scores? 2-2-2. Judges have selected the Bad Hair Day. Judges Jerome, Janice, and Harry. Beginner Club Challenge. The Club Challenge was Night Sky, I believe. And this is Beginner Club Challenge, and its totality in 2022. Scores? 888. Comment?
I think for a beginner, this is an excellent image. Possible improvements in the background. I see a lot of like sort of blue in there, and the focus actually could be improved.
Scored a 24, and that was the only one in beginners group. We're going to stay with Jerome, Janice, and Harry for intermediate club challenge. And we're going to start with Parisian and Night Sky. Scores? 777. Comments?
The night sky does not appear to be the subject here.
And that scored a 21. Next, same category, same judges, Lightning. Scores? 998. Comments?
I love the streaks of lightning that you captured in this image. I mean, I've always tried to do that and just doesn't storm enough around us. And I like all the silhouetted trees framing it.
Scored a 26. Same category, same judges. Storming Past Gold Butte, Nevada. Scores? 887.
I think the sky part actually meets the condition, but I'm looking at the hill on the right side and the clouds, and something seems to be off where the hill sort of meets the cloud. Yeah, the green color and whatnot, it seems to be off.
Scored a 23. We have 3 to review for placement, starting with Storming Past Gold Butte. Back 1 to Lightning. Back one more to Parisian and night sky. A 1, 2, or a 3, please, on Parisian and night sky. Scores? 3, 3, 3. Lightning. 1, 1, 1. The judges have selected Lightning for first place and Gold Butte in second place. Okay, judges Ron, Harry, and Rick. We're going to Advanced Club Challenge. We're going to start with Northern Lights. Scores. 989. Comments.
I think the sky is actually quite right and beautiful. I mean, the stars are clearly visible. Looking at the bottom part of the image, seems like everything's falling inwards, which could have been easily resolved.
Scored a 26. Next, we have In the Night Skies.
I think Ed's signing back in.
There's Ed.
Eddie, where'd you go?
Give him a minute to sign back in. I just received a text from Linda. He's working on getting back in.
Okay.
Here he comes.
earlier on, I got dropped out too.
Okay, I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. Let me get figure out where I'm at here. I'm looking for Ron, Harry, and Rick. Do we have scores? Seven comments.
It's an interesting image, but there's no night sky, and just putting the words night sky in the title is insufficient.
Score of 21. Same category, same judges. Moonrise over Vegas Strip. Scores? 887 comments.
I think the strip is the main subject of this picture, not the night sky.
Scored a 23. Next, we have High Roller and Moon. Scores? 978.
For the same reason, I didn't really think that this was really representing the night sky.
Scored a 24. Next, we have Comet Neowise. Scores? 988. Comments?
Well, we have some night sky. We have an interesting comment. We also have a lot of stuff on the left that could be cropped off, perhaps elsewhere in the picture, but it meets the category.
We got 25. Next, we have Red Rock Night Skies. Scores? 888. Comments?
Meets the category, and in addition to the stars and constellations, we have some nice detail like the keystone thrust going across the bottom of the picture.
Scored a 24. Next, we have the Cook Bank. Scores? 888. Comments?
It's a nice capture of the Milky Way. Somehow, at least to my eye, looks like the bank building is a bit too bright for this composition.
Scored a 24. Next, we have Flying Diamonds in the Sky. Scores? 787. Comments?
I
So
like the images of the aircraft and their lights, but again, the night sky is lost.
Scored a 22. Next, we have Starry Night. Scores? 988. Comments?
Nice Milky Way. I like the alignment with the building underneath.
Scored a 25. Next, we have Paranagit.
what's the title again?
Paranagit.
Oh, okay.
Scores? 879. Comment?
Yeah. I think the colors are very nice, and the slow shutter speed actually makes the cloud appear very nice. But I think just getting rid of the bottom part of the image would have been very helpful.
Scored a 24. Next, we have Comet. Scores? 888. Comment?
It's a The stars are sharp, and the comet has been captured very well. To further improve it, I would say that if you'd actually had shown a bit more context on where you took the image, that would make it a little bit stronger.
Scored a 24. Next, we have Vegas Storm. Scores? 899. Comments?
Very
Great.
dynamic image. For me, that extra piece on the right side didn't add to it because I've got most impact from that right one on the left. I considered going on up to the 9, but I pulled it because of the piece on the right.
Scored a 26. Next, we have Milky Way over Toroween. Scores? 889. Comments?
Um, to me, there seems to be a little bit of a mismatch between the illumination of the land part of the image, which seems a bit too bright, and like the sky. I think individually both those pieces are shot very well. They seem to be in the balance a little bit off.
Scored a 25. Next, we have Stars. Scores 988. Comment?
Appears that you've presented this in monochrome, and I also see a jet trail in there in the middle half of the right side, which could easily have been resolved.
Scored at 25. Next, we have Milky Way at Prosser, California. Scores. Comments?
I think a vertical or square presentation of this would have been stronger.
Can I add one more thing? I
Yes.
think contrast, just treatment of some more contrast to the core would actually make this a stronger image.
Scored at 21. Same category, same judges. Into the Night.
Into the Night.
Into the Night. Scores 776. Comments?
I'm not sure this meets the category.
Okay, well, I see 6 to review for placement. So get your number cards 1 through 6 ready to go. We'll go through this a couple times. Our first choice is going to be Stars, which is back 2. Then Milky Way over Torweep. Vegas Storm. Starry Night. No. I guess so. Is that Starry Night or is that Comet? No, must. And then back to Comet Neowise. Okay. So we got. Okay, this one is Starry Night. Then back to Comet Neowise, which was the 5th one, not that one. That one. And then Northern Lights. Okay, so we're going to do this again so we get them right.
Double check Comet Neowise. I don't think we had the right one up.
There's 2 Comet Neowises in there.
Yes. I want the one that was the one that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in order. So Northern Lights is the first item. And then Comet Neowise, which is the 5th one, which has that one there that has the tree on the side. That one is the one we're choosing from. And then to Starry Night, which is that one, I believe, yes. And then to Vegas Storm. Milky Way at Torweep, and Stars. So how are we doing?
One more time.
Okay. This is Stars. Back 1 to Milky Way over Torweep. Back 1 to Vegas Storm. Back 1, 2, 3 to Starry Night. Back 1, 2, 3, 4 to Comet Neowise with the tree. And then back to Northern Lights.
Bingo.
Rick is good. Ron, you good?
Yep.
Harry?
Give me a second.
It's okay.
Yes, I'm good.
You're good. Let's start with Northern Lights then. Scores? 1, 2, 4. And then Comet Neowise with the tree on the side. Scores? 3, 4, 6. And then Starry Night. Scores? 2, 3, 3. Vegas Storm. Scores? 4, 1, 2. Milky Way over Torweep. Scores 6, 6, 1. And then Stars. Scores 5, 4, 5. Now, hang on a moment. First of all, make sure we have no duplications.
This was hard.
Mary, am I showing a duplication on Judge 2 between Comet Neowise and Stars?
Yes. Did you catch me? I said yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we got a mistake in our judging. Harry, on
Yes.
Comet Neowise, the one with the tree, what did you score it? I know I saw you make notes, is the reason I'm asking. Do you know what you scored that one, Harry?
Yeah, I think I did have the mistake. So
Yeah.
change that to 5.
Okay. Got it. Let me do some math here. 14, 12, 13, 7, 8, 14, 7. Okay, we have a tie. So I would like to look at Northern Lights and Vegas Storm. So Northern Lights, let's go back to Northern Lights. That's Vegas Storm. Let's go back to Northern Lights. A 1 or a 2, please, on Northern Lights. Score? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. So the judges have selected Northern Lights for first.
No,
Why not?
because it's a 1, 2, 1, so that's a 5.
Okay. And then they're going to do a 1 or a 2, please, on Vegas Storm,
1, 2,
which is
1.
going to have to be a 2-1-2,
Hmm.
which is going to be a 4. No.
1, 2, 1
Is 4.
is 4. You're right. Sorry,
So
I wrote down the wrong thing.
Northern Lights is first.
Yes.
Vegas Storm is second. And Starry Night is third. Thank you, judges, very much for your patience.
I think
Let's
we need,
go with judges Janice, Daryl, and Rick. Okay. We're going to go to Master Club Challenge. Light up the sky. Scores? 888 comments.
there's a few stars, lots of fireworks.
Score to 24. Same category, same judges. Raining stars. Scores? 898 comments.
A nice capture of about, I would guess, 15-second streaks in the stars.
Score to 25. Next, we have Once in a Lifetime Night Sky. Scores? 889.
Well, I understand we're not supposed to be comparing individual pictures at this point. I think this is the killer of the comet shots that we've seen. It's got more than just the comet and the black sky. And I think the foreground really adds to it and gives good context.
Score to 25. Next, we have Stars and Satellites. Scores? 888 comments.
Love the stars. Really like the Milky Way. and I always love satellites, but it's like if you just shorten your exposure time just a little bit because the stars are starting to elongate.
Score to
not pinpoint.
24. Next, we have musical lights. Scores? 777.
Pretty
And
colors, but I don't think it meets the category.
Next, we have Moon Over the Strat. Scores? 898.
looks like someone's been using their photo pills application. It's a very nice alignment.
Score to 25. Next, we have Aurora on Cloudy Night. Scores? 889.
I like the chill that this gives me. The aurora is not that predominant, but it's there. But seeing the foreground, I think interacting with the aurora works for me.
Score to 25. That was the last entry in the category. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 to replace replacement. So only 4 this time. Starting with the Aurora. Going back 1 to Moon Over the Strat. Going back 3 to Once in a Lifetime Night Sky. And then going back 1 more to Raining Stars.
At least one more time, please.
Raining Stars. Next is Once in a Lifetime Night Sky. Then Moon Over the Strat. And then Aurora on Cloudy Night.
Once more.
Aurora on a Cloudy Night. Back to Moon Over the Strat. Back to Once in a Lifetime Night Sky. Back to Raining Stars.
Bingo.
You're good? Ron, you good?
Good.
No, not Ron. Janice.
Yes.
Janice, you good? Okay. Scores 1, 2, 3, or 4. Scores 4, 4, 2. Once in a Lifetime Night Sky. Scores 2, 1, 1. Moon Over the Strat. Scores 1, 2, 3. Aurora on a Cloudy Night. Scores 3, 3, 4. Looks good. 10, 4, 6, 10. The judges have selected Once in a Lifetime Night Sky for first, Moon Over the Strat for second, and then we have a tie. Okay, so on Raining Stars, and Aurora on a cloudy night. So this is Aurora on a cloudy night. Let's go back to raining stars. Raining stars. A 1 or a 2, please, on raining stars between this and the Aurora. 221. The judges have selected the Aurora for third place. So first place was Once in a Lifetime Night Sky. Second was Moon Over the Strat. Third was Aurora on a Cloudy Night. I would like to thank the judges and the competition staff for the patience and with the dropping out tonight. I would like to thank all the participants. We had 95 entries tonight. It's been a while since we've had 95 entries. It was a very good night for competition. I hope you all enjoyed the show. And thank you, everybody. And thank you, competition staff, for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.